You're moving to Manhattan, Kansas, and you don't know if it's hot, cold, warm, cool, who the heck knows? It might be snowing 100 feet, it might be raining 100 inches in a day. Who the heck knows? Well, that's perfect because today in this video, we're gonna go over what the weather is in Manhattan and 6 tips for you to getting through the winter in Manhattan. What's going on, everybody? Kyle Powers here with Haven Real Estate Group at Keller Williams One Legacy Partners. K-State grad, turned contractor, turned real estate agent and investor. First off, if this is the first time you're here at the channel, thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content. And give us that like because it helps us out with the channel. Guys, we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna go over the 6 tips of getting through a Manhattan, Kansas winter and what you need to know. First thing on our list, number 1 is the cold is coming.
It's either me or this cold, and it doesn't appear to be going anywhere.
Where is it going? Who the heck knows, because it changes so often. Yes, we are in Kansas, we are in the Midwest, we have every season that you could ever think of. We have the summer, fall, spring, and winter. And that's just in 1 week here in Kansas. I will tell you, I've literally looked at it literally right now today. It's 54 degrees outside and it is a beautiful day out today. Earlier this week, I think it got close to hitting 70. So it definitely ranges. And then tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's gonna be 20 degrees. You know, so it definitely varies, it definitely fluctuates. We're gonna have a 34 degree swing in a matter of about 12 to 24 hours here in Manhattan. It will get cold, it will get very cold. Last year we had negative, don't quote me on this one, but I think it was about negative 20 degree temps on some of it. We have those swings, and then I've said this in a couple of my other videos, but we have those swings, but then it jumps up to 70 degrees. So the cold is coming. The cold will be here. It won't last long, I promise you that, because it will get warm and it will fluctuate quite a bit throughout the winter months. If you checked out my last video, you know kind of what the winter months look like and what you can kind of expect on that piece of it. But winter typically starts about that November time period, goes until March-ish. And again, I say ish because a couple years ago we had snow on May 1st. So it definitely varies here in Kansas. And especially in Manhattan, we get a lot of stuff where snowstorms and rain, thunderstorms and stuff, they go around Manhattan. Whether that's because we're tucked down in the Flint Hills, maybe that's why, but there's some stuff going on there that we definitely need to be prepared for. You will need a cold jacket, or a heavy jacket. But then again, in the same day, you might not need that jacket at all, and the t-shirt and shorts is fine. And that literally can be in a day swing. So be ready for the cold because it will get cold here in the winter. Obviously, I'll do some more videos and we'll talk about those summer months, but cold in the winter will definitely be something you're gonna have to contest with. I've been out working out outside and stuff. I've definitely done some walks and things in the snow while snowing. So definitely be prepared for that piece of it. But yeah, that'll be kind of the biggest thing I'll tell you there is the temperature swings. Number 2 on our list is the best time/way to get out of Manhattan. Depends on what kind of a person you are. I know for me, I love the cold if I'm on a mountain. If I'm on a mountain, I'm snowboarding, I'm doing that kind of stuff, I want to be out in the cold. I want to be out and about, I want to be moving. If I don't have that, heck no, get me out of here. I don't want to be dealing with the cold. I want snow. I have a board strapped to my feet. I want to be out and doing something, getting out and about. But the best time to get out of Manhattan, I would say, is in January, February time period. If you want to go to colder weather, Colorado's right close. But more importantly, if you want to get to warmer weather, we have Manhattan Airport. And I'm going to be doing a video on them here shortly. But getting out to Manhattan Airport, and we have direct flights to Chicago, which not really going anywhere better as far as the cold weather goes. But getting from Manhattan to Chicago is very easy. More importantly, getting from Manhattan to Dallas, there's direct flights every single day. So you can jump out of Manhattan, hop on a plane that's literally 5-10 minutes away from the middle of Manhattan, go down to Dallas, and you can be in Mexico in less than a day. So it's definitely a good time to get out of town is this January, February time period when it's just cold and there's not really a lot of snow, there's not really a lot of rain, it's just straight cold, okay? But again, the best way to get out of here is hop on a plane to Manhattan Airport, go out there to park your car there for a couple days and get the heck out of town. So number 2 is the best time and place. And again, that's January, February, and way to get out is definitely by jumping on Manhattan Airport or dropping into Manhattan Airport and getting out of here. Number 3 on our list is the winter vehicle / driving skills or defensive driving, however you want to look at it. I want to go over this one because this is a big one for me. I grew up in Kansas, so I grew up driving in the snow and dealing with all the slipping and sliding and all that kind of stuff. Not to say that I'm a perfect driver, because I can attest to that I'm not. My wife will definitely tell you I'm not. But I'll tell you, I know the defensive driving pieces of it. I know how to drive in the snow. I know what I'm doing. That's not the case with everybody here. You've got a couple of different people here. Number 1, you've got young college kids that are out driving, whether they're driving their Mustangs or Camaros or two-wheel drive vehicles that doesn't really do well in the snow. And then they've never really driven in the snow, so that's something to kind of pay attention to. Number 2 is military personnel. Whether we like it or not, a lot of these military personnel have not driven in the snow. Maybe they're from Florida and they've never even seen snow. So they have no idea what they're doing when they come to Fort Riley, Kansas, and don't know how to drive in the snow. Now, again, I appreciate the soldiers that do know how to drive in the snow and are cognizant of that. So definitely appreciate that. But it's the truth. I mean, you get these 18, 19, 20-year-old kids in military that don't know what they're doing when they're driving in the snow because they've never had to. Not their fault. It's just they've never had the opportunity. So being aware when you're driving in the ice and the snow and paying attention to that kind of stuff, definitely something to pay attention to. And if you're coming in from a place that you know how to drive in the snow, definitely brush up on your skills before you get here. The other one is being prepared for it, having a vehicle that's prepared. So I've had this conversation a lot with my clients. You know, we want to make sure that you're washing your cars regularly during the winter because all the salt and all the chemicals and all the stuff that goes down on the roads, it does start to eat away at your vehicle. So you definitely want to wash that off soonish. I'm not saying like immediately because you're going to freeze your vehicle. But just pay attention to that one. So making sure you're taking care of good maintenance on your vehicles. The other one is talking whether you have a two-wheel drive vehicle, all-wheel drive, or four-wheel drive. I will tell you, I grew up here. I don't use four-wheel drive all the time, but when I need it and want it, I am so incredibly glad that I have it. So having that one there and having a four-wheel drive vehicle is definitely nice to have. You may only use it 2 or 3 times a year, but that's fine because those 2 or 3 times a year, it's usually pretty darn cold outside and you don't want to get out to push your vehicle anyway. And it's just easy to keep you out of getting you stuck keeping you out of getting stuck in little things like in the driveway or in the parking lot or stuff like that. So paying attention to that one, that's our number 3 on that piece of it. We're about halfway through. If you guys haven't done so, please subscribe. Please reach out to me. If you've got any questions about buying or selling real estate in Manhattan area, please give me a call. My number is 785-477-5485. My email is Kyle@homesforsalemhk.com. So reach out. I would love to help out and get you taken care of. Number 4 on our list is we're going to talk about the city shutdowns / school shutdowns. I tell you again, I grew up in Kansas, not in Manhattan, but I grew up in Kansas. So seeing the snow, seeing the bad weather, seeing all that kind of stuff, it's a little normal for us in this piece of it. I will tell you, as far as the city goes or restaurants and places like that, not very often do they shut down unless it's something massive that a big storm has come through. But you will get a lot of that stuff. I do know that in Manhattan, people get, especially now with all the remote working and doing all that kind of stuff and having that availability, you're going to probably get where a lot of employers were like, you know what, don't worry about getting out in the snow today. Stay home, just remote telework in, whatever needs to happen there. Let's get you taken care of that direction. But as far as the city shutdown, they usually do a pretty good job of pre-treating the roads, getting out and plowing the roads and putting salt on them and doing all that stuff. So definitely a good thing for us to be having on that direction. So City does a pretty decent job of clearing the roads and making sure that it's taken care of. I will tell you that the most recent snowstorm we had has been the biggest thing with that one has been, it was cleared. I mean, it was cleared within a day, the entire city, at least from what I could tell. So city shutdowns don't really happen that often. Switching to the school shutdowns, I will tell you there's definitely a lot of snow days, and that's all right. I mean, let's be real, the kids love that stuff too, so can't really hate on that piece of it. But definitely a lot of snow days, and that's mainly just to kind of use them because the schools have them. So utilizing those snow days and making sure that stuff's there is definitely something to pay attention to. So the schools will shut down. I would say on average you're probably shutting down 3 to 4 times during a winter, depending on how much snow we're getting that year. So that's something to pay attention to. Number 5 on our list are the winter storms and just weather in general. I will tell you, so looking at the Weather Channel, looking at stuff that way, the average snowfall in Manhattan is about 14 inches. You know, so it's not like you're living in Colorado and you're getting feet at a time. You're getting inches, you know, and within that, a couple inches here and there isn't going to be that much. And that 14 inches is your average over the course of one winter. So it's not a crazy amount. Yes, some years are bigger than others and some years are less than others. This year, I don't think that we've had a lot of snow. Actually, like I said, it snowed about a week or 2 ago. It's already all melted. There's no ice, there's nothing, because it was 70 degrees the other day. So, you know, so you're going to get some average. I would say the average per snowfall, I would say your average is like 1 to 2 inches. And again, there's no data behind that. It pretty much is just me talking to that. But it isn't that much that often, so I wouldn't stress that much about it. Then general weather, like I said in the beginning, it's going to fluctuate a ton. You're going to go up, you're going to get in 70 degrees. Some I've seen upper 70s in the winter months to negative 20s, you know, and it's going to fluctuate. I would say on average, we stay right around that 30 to 40 degree temperatures during the winter months. Just enough to stay cold and just enough to make sure that you're happy that that spring gets here. So, but overall, it's a good time to be in Manhattan too. I mean, you still get these nice days and you enjoy them. You enjoy the nice days and you enjoy having that piece of it. So, but overall, the winters are not terrible. So I wouldn't stress too much about that piece of it. Number 6, we are looking at winter activities. This can range from anything from hiking the 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭 in the winter, which is still pretty nice. Even during the snow, it's actually pretty nice. When it does snow, the city and county have come together and they did a sledding hill there in 𝐶𝐭 Park, which if you're curious about that one, check out my videos of the parks in Manhattan. But sledding hills is out there. So when it does snow, you can take the kids out. It's always packed, which is always a lot of fun to have the kids, and it's just something nice to get the kids out of the house and get going and doing. Another piece of that one is we have an ice skating rink. Every winter we have the city puts together an ice skating rink. It's not massive by any means, but it still gets you doing it. You know, it gets you out and gets you snow or ice skating and taking care of that stuff. So it's a pretty great little piece of town there that I do enjoy. I will say my kids are still young enough that they aren't quite well. My son probably would have been ready this year, but anyway, so the ice skating rink's a great one. And then there's all kinds of indoor activities that you can do throughout the winter that kind of focus on the Manhattan area as well. But getting out and about and getting just kind of meeting, we always have during the holidays. There's always tons of stuff going on. You know, there's always a bunch of lighting, Christmas lights and things like that. There's tons and tons of things that you can be doing outside that you can get all that stuff taken care of. That's all I got for the video today, so I appreciate you guys checking it out. If you do have any questions about buying, selling, investing, or just living in Manhattan, Kansas, please reach out. I do enjoy talking to people. I literally just, right before I recorded this video, talked to somebody today about how I can help him and with what he's looking for. So I would love to talk with you. You can text me on my cell phone, 785-477-5485. You can always email me, Kyle@homesforsale.mhk.com. But reach out. I'm here to help. I want to make sure that I get you taken care of. And again, if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe. Please go ahead and hit that like button so it helps out the channel. And hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content. But again, appreciate it. and we'll see you guys on the next video.